Hi and welcome to Bandwidth Blog TV. Today we are finally reviewing the HTC's latest flagship phone called the HTC One. There's no little letter behind that one. In fact, HTC makes it very clear this is the phone they're focusing all their energy on right now. The first thing you notice about this device is it's beautifully built. It's made from a piece of aluminium that actually takes 30 minutes to carve out, and when you hold it into your hand you can really feel the quality in this device. On the front, it is dominated by a 4.7-inch Full HD display and flanked by a stereo speaker grills on the side, which is frankly the loudest speaker we've seen so far. HTC calls this boom sound, and we don't know if this has anything to do with their Beats audio partnership, but it's very loud. And movies and music and games actually do sound a lot better through these speakers. In fact, we don't know why every phone out there doesn't have speakers right just pointing towards you. It seems like such a simple idea, and the sound quality is a lot better because your hands don't muffle the speakers. The display is a Full HD display, which right now maxes at around 460 pixels per inch, meaning you can actually not discern a single pixel on this display. Movies and games look incredible, and apps that actually have a lot of fine text in it, something like say Google Now, looks amazing. The only other phones that can match this phone for resolution right now is the Xperia Z from Sony and Samsung's Galaxy S4, which is still coming up. We haven't played with an S4, but compared to a Xperia Z, this one definitely comes out top. The HTC One ships with Android 4.1.2 and also HTC Sense 5, which is their latest version of their skinning on the Android phone. We're not a big fan of skins on Android, but they've actually done quite a bang-up job with this. It's a lot more flatter, and the gradients were taken away, and it actually looks a lot better than previous versions of HTC Sense. HTC is also quick about pushing out updates for this phone. In just the 2 weeks we've had this phone, we already got 2 large software updates. If you're not a big fan of this HTC Sense skin, the good news is that HTC has made the bootloader unlockable and has also made the source code public. So before long, you should be able to find a stock Android build for this phone. On the back, you'll find a new ultra-pixel camera, which is capped at an unfortunate 4 megapixels. But because of the large sensor, it actually has larger photo sites, which makes low-light images better than ever. In fact, in our testing, we found the images better than something like the Lumia 920, which until now has been the best camera phone in the market. In terms of specifications, on the inside you'll find a quad-core 1.7 GHz processor and 2 GB of RAM. But in most cases, we get the feeling that most of the software out there doesn't quite harness this power quite yet. The only app we found that can actually use all this power was something like Real Racing 3, which frankly sometimes even stuttered a bit. But we have a feeling it's because of that Full HD display it has to push. With all this processing power, obviously something like the battery life is something that's very important. And in our typical testing, we did have a tough time making it last a full entire day. Seeing as it's Android, you can very quickly tinker around with the software to make it last quite a long while. HTC also made it quite a prominent option on the notification settings to quickly switch on something like Battery Lifesaver, which works well so far. Overall, we do feel that this is the best Android phone on the market right now. Of course, it does have upcoming competitors like the Galaxy S4 and also a long-term competitor in the form of the Nexus 4. Just in terms of build, screen quality, camera quality, and all of that, there's nothing that comes close to this. Overall, Bandwidth Blog gives this a 9.5 out of 10. For our full review, head on over to bandwidthblog.com.